so grateful. I was about to lose my mind. I didn't think that I could survive it, but I'm still here. Every time I only go long. But yeah, oh yeah. And my wits here. That's how he does. Here it comes again. I knew the last time I said it was the last time, that was the end. Please don't give up on me. Here I am, I need you once again. Oh, yes I do. Every time I thought it was over. Yes, I did. But you never gave up on me. At my wit's end. Yes, here you come again. When I get down, here he comes again. I'm just so glad that he looked out for me. I'm so glad he'll never leave. Never leave me. Even when I don't think he I have so many friends that are no longer here. Why he took them away and left me here, I'm not clear. I guess I have more to do, and he has more assignments for me to complete. I still can't believe that you want to use me. 'Cause I often fall down, and I'm so imperfect, but you still love me when I feel I'm not worth it. Oh, it could have been me, dead and gone, but you never left me all alone, and I'll never be able to repay you for all you done. No, you didn't have to do it, you still did. I wasn't worthy of any of it, and I'll never be able to what no one else could ever see. I fully surrender, even when I don't understand. 'Cause I often fall down. I'm so imperfect, but you still love me when I don't deserve it. Oh, could have been me, dead and gone. But you never left me all alone. And I'll never be able to repay you for all you've done. I have to do it all, but you still did it. I believe, that I'll never be able to repay you for all you've done. Yeah, I'll never be able to repay you. Yeah, would take an eternity. Yeah, 'cause you've been that good to me. Ooh, oh, I'll never be able to repay you. Would take an eternity. Yeah, you've been good to me. Yeah, I'll never be able to repay you. It would take an eternity. Yeah. You've been that good to me. If I had everything in the world, I would never to repay you. It would take an eternity.
Connecting the community through gospel.
The new 107.9 FM, W300EB,
Macon and WDDO 980 AM,
Perry.
Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Mother Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio with our host, Brenda Sutton.
And hello.
Hello.
What's up, Johnny?
Hello.
You know,
Oh, he be trying to sound.
I know why you be
sexy.
trying to sound so sexy. Good afternoon to all of our listeners.
Yes.
It's just the way that I speak.
And listen, I have to give a shout out. This was the coolest thing. It's always cool when our listeners recognize us, right? So I was in Hobby Lobby. I think it was last week, maybe Thursday, Friday, whatever. And one of our listeners, I walked by, and she said, "You're the lady from the radio." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Emily, right?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "I recognize your voice and I recognize you. I tune in every single Monday." She said, "I am sitting at home every Monday at 5:30 and I watch y'all." And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Y'all on YouTube and Facebook and da da da." You know, she goes on and on. She is an avid listener for years.
Wow.
And she talked about Johnny.
What was her name?
You know what? I don't remember her
Her
name.
name was Fan.
Fan. Fan. Right. Fan. So if you are listening, I know you are. Hi, I'm so glad. Brenda says hi, Johnny says hi.
No,
She
no,
had
no,
good
no.
things to say about.
Johnny says hello.
Okay.
Oh, Johnny got bass in his voice because his back hurt.
That's what it is.
That because his
Let me-
back hurt.
So
Let me
y'all, we
see
got to
the
give a
thing,
shout out
Brenda.
to our listeners and our avid listeners, our fans. We thank you guys so much. It has been, hadn't it been about 7 years
It's
now?
going on 8 years. And
Yeah.
you know, I think, you know, we've really like weathered the storm, and we really have not done some events so that our fans can come and see us. And so I was like, we just got to do like a little holiday get together.
Mhm.
Maybe we can. I talked to Dr. Ellis today about us using Barefoot Tavern.
Mhm.
Barefoot Tavern, to, you know, on a Sunday afternoon
Mhm.
to, you know, for us to have a little holiday something,
Mhm.
so we can come down and have some chicken and stuff, you know.
Good afternoon, Kimberly Gray Harmon.
Hey, Kimberly, I ain't got my glasses on. That's why I didn't say nothing because I be showing up. Y'all know I tab stuff
Hey, we need y'all to tune in,
and
get other
share.
people to tune in, share, go to Facebook.
Mhm.
We are on Facebook. Go to the All of Us, SUTTON, All of Us Sutton show, and
Mhm.
call us. We're on live. This is not a recording.
It's not a
Four
recording.
seven eight 250 1444. You know, I got to ask y'all something. I was out of town yesterday. Did they catch any of the four criminals yet?
No,
Not that
no,
I've
no, no.
heard. How you doing, Kara?
Hey, Cara, how you?
Anita.
Anita, I can't see.
It says hi, it's Nita. So
Hey,
hey Nita.
Nita, how are you?
So Nita, I think Nita, are you the one that I met at Hobby Lobby? If so, respond back.
Cara West.
You know what? I got a bone to pick before we
Oh
get started.
Lord.
Every now and then I have a bone.
Oh
Okay.
Okay,
Lord.
and here's my
Come
bone.
on, Bone Collector.
I'm trying to tell you. A lot of times when people going through, folks say, honey, I'm gonna pray for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what that mean? You gonna pray for them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful about everybody hollering they gonna pray for you.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I was like, what does that mean if you going you say you want to pray for somebody? What are you praying for? We need to be careful about having everybody talk about speaking a word over you because you don't know what kind of word they speaking.
That's true. Okay, so she says yes. So that is her.
Hey,
And hey, it's good to know your name. Sorry guys for that. If y'all are hearing that sound. But
yeah,
I'm so glad we are all glad and
we are glad.
appreciative
Thank
that you
you.
have been tuning in for so many years,
And
I'm
we
everyone.
overjoyed.
I am too. And I'm telling you, I'm just kind of a little miffed about that prayer thing because everybody
Mm-hmm.
tell me, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know what you be praying for and stuff like that. And I almost said, keep your prayers to yourself
Ooh.
because I don't know what you're praying for. But I was just like,
Lord have mercy.
I'm trying to tell you because I get a
Mhm.
little miffed.
I've heard that before. People say, if you don't know who praying for you, don't be out here asking for prayer, because everybody ain't praying the right things, and everybody ain't praying to the right
Like
God,
God,
or
okay, okay,
whatever the case may be. So yeah.
yeah.
But if God, your God, is protecting you, they can pray all they want with their own whatever they choosing to pray to. You'll be still covered because yea, though I
Oh,
walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I
come on,
shall
come on, come on,
fear
come on, come on,
no
come on.
evil from your evil prayers. So pray on. Yes, sir.
You know what though, I'm just saying that it just always just kind of rubs me. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to say something about that because I'm like, while you appreciate people doing things, and I'm not talking about anybody particular either. I'm
Hmm.
just saying that we just need to be careful about everybody speaking the word over you because there's some witches and stuff out there. I said it.
Hmm.
That'll speak a word over you and they'll have you barking at the moon.
Do you know there
Have you
is
ever barked at the moon?
Well, if a witch, you better be careful.
well there is an actual thing called I think it's the Fellowship of Christian Witches.
Yeah.
So there are actual Christian witches. I don't know exactly how that
I
works,
don't even know how that's
but
an oxymoron, isn't it?
I mean, it's out there, and it exists. I know my mother had a friend of hers that was an avid member of it, and it's we don't know if somebody put a spell on her, or it got, I don't really know, but she's not doing well at all. So I'm like, anytime you fooling with that kind of stuff, you got to be careful.
That dark energy. You just
Hmm.
I don't mess with it. I don't bother with it. But I do understand it. But great is he that is in
If
the
you believe in things that you don't
stand.
understand and you suffer,
Uh-huh.
Superstition.
Is
superstition
decision.
ain't the way.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hmm.
You better know who God is, and you better know who God is for yourself.
Hmm.
And be able to
Hmm.
pray for yourself and talk to God and have that relationship with God. That's just really, really important. So, I'm gonna leave it alone. I was just,
That's her, Johnny.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We're so appreciative of you, Kara West, and you recruit more people to listen in and
yeah,
join us.
yeah.
And you got to call in sometime at 478 250
You know,
for it.
You know what, Johnny? We have a guest coming on today, don't we?
Yeah. But I don't like to talk about it until they show up.
Well, you know what? She's gonna show up, and
Let's hope.
yes, let's hope she is gonna show up because we gotta have her to show up. And but I was gonna tell you, I was talking to Dr. Ellis today about about that chicken, not chicken. What is it? Turkey legs.
Yeah, turkey
And
legs.
where is this at?
It's a Barefoot
Barefoot
Tavern.
Tavern.
Oh, okay.
And we're in the All of a Sudden crew. If y'all want to have dinner with us, you know what I mean. Now I ain't treating. I'm talking y'all ready to buy your own food, but we're gonna do a tasting because I remember we talked about it last week, Jad. We were talking about who had the best turkey legs. Is it the Perry Fair or is it Barefoot Tavern?
Yeah, I'm always concerned whether or not those turkeys come from a good home. I'm just saying.
How you doing, Lewis?
What you mean? Did they come from a good home? But he told me, he said they stuffed. And I said, well, I just want to know. I know a black man had to own it, to be stuffing some turkey. And,
Right.
usually, I said, what?
How do you stuff a turkey leg?
He stuffed it with macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, that's one of us.
He got it with macaroni and cheese. And then he said the next one, he got a next flavor that's coming out, which we're going to try that. But I told him, I said, well, you know what? Me and John and Emily and our producer, we want to come down and we want to try these turkey legs. And we're going to go live. And if you want to go down there with us, we more than we'll let you know when we're going to be there. We're going to go there and we're going to sample these legs. And we're going to see what they taste like.
That's good. I'm all for trying something new.
I am too. Emily is speaking of something new. I put a bath bomb in my bathtub and it turned my water like pink or something like that. Well, I was like, what's up with that?
Cherry blossom.
It must have been
I'm gonna say it depends on which bomb you bought because I have so many different types. Some of them will turn your water blue, some will turn it pink, some will turn it green, some will turn it yellow, multicolored. It just depends.
Witchcraft.
I'm trying to tell you, you just drop it in the water, and
Right. But the question is did your
kidding,
skin feel wonderful afterwards?
my skin. My skin felt great, and Henry liked his product. Did you try your product that Emily gave you?
Yeah. And I saw a lady in Atlanta yesterday had on some like comfortable shoes. And I was wishing I had it with me because she looked like she could hammer nails with the back of her heels. And I usually I carry a pair of socks from the Dollar Tree that I can just give away. And I really need her feet were so ashy. Neither it's turkey leg hunt. Well, we are not going to just for a turkey leg.
He's like, we got to go to Texas.
Texas.
All the way to Texas.
You know what? I've actually heard about this place. One of my clients had visited Houston. She went down there for her job center down there.
Right.
She said she tried turkey leg cut. She said the line was all the way down the street.
Yeah, but we ain't giving them no free advertisement. He got the link and everything. He liked them turkey legs.
Well, they say if it's Texas, it's better. So,
I don't know.
Now, Taco Bell tastes the same in Texas as it does out there on Bloomfield Road.
It's he said it's way more than turkey leg. Well, the next time we in Houston,
I'm just teasing with you, Anthony.
We gotta check out turkey leg cut.
Where is it at? In Houston?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'll be in Houston. I think December the 8th. We're gonna take this play out there again. So
yeah, how did it play?
He said Beyonce was just there.
Well, that ain't saying that.
Speaking
of witches, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not a Beyonce fan, my brother. I'm more of an Alicia Keys fan. Somebody who I feel got substance. But at any rate, we won't get into that today.
No, we ain't gonna talk about Beyonce.
The play was a great success on yesterday. We did it at the New Black Wall Street. It was over 800 people there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got some pictures I can show of the place when it was empty before the show and then when it was with all the people and everybody stayed until the last everything, to all the goodbyes. Wow. It was an outstanding crowd. And we had...
So y'all were able to get 800 in there?
Yeah, we had Lancaster Bill Allen there, who is a billionaire. He is the owner of the Black Wall Street. He came out, which was exciting to be in a room with a billionaire.
Oh wow.
A lot of people, if you watch it, I know a lot of you ladies watch Greenleaf, that show Greenleaf.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that really big mansion that's on Greenleaf with the big spacious yard and
Yeah,
land
where
and
they live
property.
at. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his home in actuality. He
Mhm.
allows them to use it for the TV show. That's one of his homes in
Mhm.
actuality. But he came out to support the show yesterday, but it was a great, great crowd. The show was great. And I ate myself right on through it, but it was a fantastic show. I want to make an effort to bring that show to Macon. It,
And I
it,
think we should.
it should be here, and the message of it, the place is amazing. It's dynamite, and it's so full of information, and it will enlighten so many people on the currency of the play. Yeah, we talk about a lot of things of history for sure, but a lot of people don't really accept or understand that reparations are in play. There are certain states already giving reparations to citizens. So, uh, but I'm sure the South would rather it be just a dead issue with these citizens. But that is really not the actual truth of it all.
Well, I'm excited to I really wanted to see it. I couldn't go.
Yeah.
I had some situations that happened at home,
All right.
and what is this up here? Because I can't see. Y'all know I ain't got my glasses on. Somebody.
Witches. He said witches.
Yeah,
He may not have been tuned in
Yeah,
when we
he
first
just
started.
came.
Oh,
Yeah.
we just talking.
We were
Trey.
talking about witches earlier.
Yeah, we've
and-
given them enough energy for today.
No, they don't. Well, they got to get on their brooms and get on
Yeah,
up
we've
out of
given
here.
them enough energy.
They don't get
Did you
in.
say broom?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to get on their broom and get on up out of here. I just want to let y'all know that I'm preparing for the holidays. I don't know whether or not anybody else are preparing for the
So, do
holidays.
you celebrate Halloween? Do you have big
Woo.
things in your yard and all
No.
that? What's up, Crawford?
Hey,
Hey,
Crawford.
Ricky.
No, I don't mess with Halloween.
What
You
about
know-
you, Emily?
I don't. It's the weirdest holiday ever. I don't understand what its meaning
Me
is. What's
either.
the point of it?
Uh-uh.
I even posted on Facebook, like, you guys that if you celebrate Halloween, tell me why or why not. I just think it's a pointless holiday.
I think it's a pointless holiday, and I think it celebrates some dark energy. And I just don't mess with it. I don't feed my spirit with it. And then people say, "Well, you know what? Instead of doing Halloween, we'll have a fall festival." I don't even mess with that.
Now
I
I,
don't
do
have-
have a fall festival at my store, but it's strictly like we do. I bring a bouncy house out for the kids. I do the giant tic-tac-toe, not tic-tac-toe. What is it? Giant Connect Four and stuff like that. And it's really just to bring business into the store. But yeah, we don't have witches and goblins and pumpkins and stuff. It's a fall festival just to kind of usher in the fall season.
So, do y'all give out candy? Do you give out candy?
No.
What about you, Brenda?
I don't.
Oh,
do
I ain't
that.
coming to y'all house then.
But you know what though? I do have a little one. And
I'm sure she probably wants to
she
go.
wants to go, and I have an issue with it. I'm not, with the
Now, look, it's a rule. You cannot take your kid out trick or treating if you ain't got no candy at your house.
Well, I don't really believe in it. I just think it's one of those holidays that you don't even need to be dealing with.
Cheryl says I think she's trying to say it's a Satan day. I don't mess with it until dealing with the church, and they call it trunk or treat. Yeah, that was the other thing. So let's talk about that. If most Christians don't deal with Halloween,
All right.
why do they placate and have trunk or treat?
The same thing.
What is trunk or treat?
It's where all the people in the church, like, you come and you park your car, you back your car in, you open up your trunk and you decorate your trunk like in Halloween decorations, and you fill the trunk with candy, and the people of the church, just the children, they walk around from each, all down the parking lot, and they go from one trunk to the next, and they just it's like trick-or-treating, but in a quote-unquote safe environment. So I'm trying to figure out why a lot of churches have started doing that in the last few years.
But then they turn right back around and say it's Satan's holiday.
So
So
I'm
you're
like,
still celebrating the same thing.
Now,
Right.
you know what? Now, that's that hypocritical mess that I don't like to
Yeah.
fool with. Because why would you
see, Ricky said it's for the kids and it's more safe, but isn't it literally hypocritical?
I think it's hypocritical.
I mean, let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. I think it's hypocritical.
It's hypocritical. We don't, and you're right, Ricky. It is safe, but that's not it. are you taking uplifting some some dead some energy and stuff, goblins and stuff. I had a little girl that told me, she says, I love Chucky. I kill. Now what kind of
Brenda.
she did, I promise you. I was not real well with that. But I'm like, she's like in the first grade.
Hmm. Okay, Ricky said no, it's people opinion. What do you mean, Ricky? What do you mean it's people's opinion? I mean, the holiday, it's a pagan holiday anyway, all of them are. But for the sake of the
Right.
argument, what is the importance of Halloween?
What are
And
you elevating?
when you look at what Halloween represents, and you go back and look at the history of Halloween all the way back to when they first started it, it's not a good thing. But
Nope.
first and foremost, or most importantly rather, why, if it represents evil and ghosts and goblins and all that kind of evil, witchery, sorcery,
Right.
all that
Right.
nonsense,
Right.
why are the churches participating in it? That's
And
the hypocritical part to me.
and then you talking about trunk or treat. Trunk or treat. So they going around getting candy out. I'm like, what I do is I just make the children a bag of candy.
Hmm.
And I just give them a bag of candy. They
Now,
ain't got to
this
put.
is where diction and enunciation comes into play, because if you don't speak correctly, people will think you're saying trump a treat. Think you're talking about Donald.
Okay, trunk, as in the trunk of your car.
Yeah.
You know what it is? You remember we were little, we used to eat out the trunk of the car for when they used to have camp meeting at the church. We talking about the trunk.
Yeah, the trunk of the car, and they fill it. They decorate it with Halloween decorations, and then they fill the trunk with candy, and then the kids just go from one trunk to the next, or one car to the next, and they trick or treat.
Well, I just think it's an issue because you can't tell me, you can't say, well, on
Well,
one breath.
Well, Ricky says it's no different when y'all were kids. You looking at it differently now. Well, my parents didn't let us trick or treat because my
My mama
grandfather was a
did.
pastor, and it was completely off limits. That holiday didn't even exist,
Well, my mama
for
did. She
us.
she did. She used to let us go out trick or treating, and I
Hmm.
was one. I've dressed up as a ghost. That I mean, what is
Was it a
that?
real ghost, or was it just a sheet over the top of your head?
It was a sheet. We ain't had no money. It was a pillowcase.
Well, and then too, Rick, on your point, I think a lot of it is now that consciousness has been raised about a lot of things that were not
Right,
raised
right,
when we were
right.
young kids. So it's like a lot of different things that we look at way differently
Hmm.
as an adult than we did when we were kids, and then generations before. How at one point it was the norm to, if certain people were walking down the sidewalk, you had to get off the sidewalk and stand in the street. Then when your consciousness was raised, then you figured out, just about try to make room. So I think I can't hold it against someone who educates themselves and finds out the history of trick or
Halloween. I'm
treating.
telling
Hmm.
you.
When they were kids, yeah, they might have just been going in their neighborhood and getting candy, and it was
Yeah.
just a fun thing. But then when they grow and they educate themselves and say, well, wait a minute, why are we,
Hmm.
where did this start? And then, do I want to still be a part of it? So I think that's all that is. But I'm not holding it against anybody
Yeah.
to go out
Yeah.
and trick or treat. But I also don't hold it against people who have educated themselves about what they're doing and the whys of
And
it.
and we need and
Yeah.
when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's and this thing, you can't say. In fact, Henry and I were looking at television, and there were some scary movies that came on. I mean, just like those slasher kind of movies, and
Mhm.
and stuff.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I don't even watch
Yeah.
But Rick, I'm going trick or treating. I just need to find somebody with some candy, man. You give away candy?
I'm telling you where to go. Go. Over there off of in the north side where the colonizers, the fancy rich colonizers, they got the best candy.
it.
They giving out the full size candy bars and everything.
No, they ain't neither.
Hey
Because
Sheila.
and Sheila,
Hey, Sheila.
when I lived over there, and it's a certain area of town, and this is no, I bought this candy, and within 30
Oh Lord.
minutes,
Hmm.
that candy was gone because everybody, I won't say everybody, but people in town brought their kids over there
Hmm.
to that particular neighborhood and got candy.
Hmm.
Now, that's a conversation with why you bringing your kids across town to get candy in the neighborhood that they don't know.
Because
Because that's smart.
it's smart, and
It's smart.
they figure that certain neighborhoods, they ain't got to worry about nobody putting razor blades in the kids' candy and
That's
poison in the kids. Yes, they do. People consider all of that
Mhm.
stuff. People consider in certain neighborhoods that they live in, like they'll say, "Nah, man, I ain't getting no candy from over there. I'm joking about being put some drugs and try to get somebody hooked." You know,
Mhm.
it's sad to say.
It's
It's
the
an
truth.
actuality
Yeah.
that if you know you live in a gang neighborhood or a drug neighborhood, you might not be so eager to take your kids trick or treating over there.
Well, then maybe you
Mhm.
need to just take and buy them some candy.
But that takes fun out of it.
Well, what did Ricky say? Because I can't read
Ricky
it.
said back then and through the years, it was unsafe. People's were messing with the candy, so it's a way for the kids to be a little safe.
Yeah, I
He's
get
talking about
that.
the trunk
The
or treat.
trunk or
Yeah,
treat.
yeah.
Yeah, I get
We
that. I
said that
agree with you
earlier.
about
I
that
agree
too,
with you
Ricky.
about that, Ricky,
Yeah.
but
Now,
I'm just saying.
who
But
is Edgar?
I don't know, but we
He
need to
said he
delete
eat
that. He
razor
eat razor
blades.
blades.
no, they. I think what he meant that they would put the razor blades in the candy, and so it's just a little typo on that one.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ricky. I'm with you.
Because they would put, when we were little, they would take and put razor blades in apples
Mm-hmm.
and give the apples to the kids and stuff like that, or put a needle in a piece of fruit and stuff. But I was from Pleasant Hill, and I'm just saying back then it wasn't really an issue. But we didn't get but one piece of candy though.
Yeah,
I need
these teachers ain't looking for no students
Mr.
to bring them
Jackson.
no apples to these days.
Delete that, Mr. Jackson. Delete Edgar Winterson, please.
Yeah, take him off.
So yeah, I took Jimmy probably about maybe about 4 years, 3 or 4 years when he was little. Probably I would say from the age of maybe 4 to 7 or something like that. Only because all the kids are at school were going, how they put your parents pressure you, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And so I went ahead on and took him, but after a while he's not a sweet eater, so he doesn't like candy and stuff like that. So eventually he didn't even want to go anymore, and I was like, why am I doing this? If I want him to have some candy, I'll just go buy it from the store
See,
and give it to him. And
that's where I am.
he would go. I would find, like, after that third year, because we went about, like I said, 4 years. After that second year, I noticed that he would eat a little bit of it and then the candy would go to waste. It would be bags of candy because he just didn't like it, or he'd pick out 2 or 3 pieces and be done with it. So after that, I just said, we're not going anymore.
Well, all I can say is when I was little, I don't know about you, Johnny, but for me, them candy corns was the bomb.
Oh God, you eat wax. Okay.
I used to
I
like
think Brenda was one of them kids in the school that had to sit at the front with
Them
the
are the
hat
ones
on.
that used to give you toothaches.
I know it, but I would eat that
The
candy corn.
was too sweet.
I had to have the candy corns, and I would eat those, and but things have changed, and I think as your consciousness become more
Mm-hmm.
intact, then then we do change with some of the traditions and things like that. And I am not, and I agree with you. I am
We
not.
used to try to go to the old people house because they had that chocolate with the cherry inside. Ooh, that old folk candy, that good
Ugh.
candy. That was that good candy.
But they didn't have any wrappers on it though.
Yes, they did.
Oh, somebody said something. I can't see.
That was over there in Pleasant Hill.
What?
Hey, who shut down the Twitch?
What?
I don't know. That's some people, I guess we're starting to reach out to everywhere now, and we're just getting all kind of comments. But that's a sign of success in most.
Right. Just go ahead and take that off. Whenever
Yeah.
you see something that's inappropriate, Mr. Jackson, just go ahead and take it off, because I don't know what they talking about right there.
That's okay. Well, we're spending too much time on them anyway.
Right,
No,
exactly. Keep on going. So Sheila says, I love candy corn. You know what? And respectfully, I'm going to say this respectfully. Most older people like candy corn. I just think it tastes like wax.
Oh, so were you trying to call me old on a slide?
No, she wasn't being
No,
sly
I wasn't
about
being
it.
slick. I literally
Yeah,
said.
you were being slick.
No,
What you
she was
mean?
not. She
I know.
was very.
I
She was very direct.
Right. I said respectfully.
Yeah, she did. She did say that.
I did.
Yeah.
But you know what? With age comes wisdom, and we love wisdom. Let me tell you something. My mother can tell you when I was younger, I loved to be around older people. Like when my friends would be outside playing on Sundays after church, I used to like to go to, over Big Mama house or go over the what we call our church nana's house. I liked sitting with older people. I think Miss Anissa's here.
She is. She is. We
I
want her
like
to come on
sitting
inside the
with
studio.
older people. I loved listening to them and listening to their stories. So I have always loved, admired, and respected my elders.
Well, and I think
And
that's
that
beautiful.
includes you.
Well, thank you, dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I,
And broke back Johnny.
yeah, and
No,
and
nothing's wrong. It's my leg. There's nothing wrong with my back.
oh, hey, oh,
Hey.
we got the doctor in the house.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we've got an angel in the building, y'all.
Come on.
Yeah,
Let me see it.
we're gonna bring in today. We're just very honored and very pleased to bring in today Dr. Anissa Jones, the one and only, the great chiropractor of Total Healthcare. We are so glad to have her here. She's been working miracles with me. I want her to come over here. Come over here and take my headset. Okay. Yeah, and just sit down. We're gonna work something else out. All right.
Look, Johnny.
Okay, Anthony says, I think they are full while we get Miss Anissa in place. Anthony says, I think they are fooling themselves saying it's for the kids. So many adults dressing up, partying, and drinking. They take more candy than the kids in my neighborhood. They have Halloween block parties in my neighborhood, not just the kids. So he's
But you know what,
yeah.
Anthony, you're on it. And one day we're gonna have a conversation about old people using children events as an excuse to party, get drunk.
Mm-hmm. And he is absolutely right. You'd be surprised at how many people whose makeup I do, how many grown women who actually get their makeup done for Halloween. Wow. They want me to turn them into ghosts, goblins, all kinds of stuff, which I do it because they pay me. It's not a big deal. But yeah, a lot of Halloween is more about the adults than it is the kids. The kids, get to get the candy or whatever, but them grown folks be partying and drinking and dressing. And I'm like, everything we know, SEX sales and some of these Halloween costumes. I'm like, okay, my grandma was a nurse. Her skirt was never that short.
And see, and then you show
like she was a real nurse. I'm talking about old school nurse that had the little white hat and the all white dress on, and with the white stockings and the white shoes. My grandma was that nurse. So I don't know how that nurse dressing up is the nurses that we see walking down the street on.
That's
like
the sexy nurse,
right?
And then you want to know why you attracting that kind of energy, and you say, well, I don't understand why am I getting this? Because you're showing all of that. Now they said, well, I can do whatever it is I want to do. Yes, you can, but you also attract that energy. So so that's the way it is.
We're just so glad to have Dr. Jones here.
You know what, Dr. Jones, you all right. You done took the chair. You know how to just feel right in. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
They don't come down there to get their backs, adjusted when they're getting ready for Halloween.
No, they don't, but they do come by to get candy when we're doing the, trick-or-treating downtown. So for those that don't know who I am Dr. Nisa. I'm a board certified disc specialist. I'm a wellness expert, and I'm the clinical director of Total Fuse Chiropractic. And while I'm there, I help people to eliminate chronic back, neck, and other pains in their shoulders, knees, etc., by using state-of-the-art technology, non-invasive, holistic methods. And basically what I do all day is I get to help people by using many of my effective treatments, help my patients be able to reduce certain syndromes in their bodies. And we get to do it in as little as 4 to 6 visits. So it leads to lower medical costs and providing timely and detailed and accurate records when needed. So I'd love to help all of y'all get back to a faster relief and quicker results.
Well, you know what though? When you were doing that, and Johnny Hollish helped me out a lot, which is we use words that people don't understand. Okay.
Why is Johnny so excited? Look,
I don't know.
But
and that's the truth, because you were talking about, I was like, okay, I got it. But what she's saying is, if you got a backache,
that's right.
There's some things that she can do in her office that can assist you with mitigating that pain. And a lot of times when we have backache, the first thing we do, and I'm not one to say don't go to the doctor, to the other doctor, but tell me the difference between you as a doctor and say, like, my orthopedic doctor or my orthopathic doctor, my bone doctor. Help me understand the difference between those two.
I appreciate that. I'm glad that you asked. So, education wise, the same. We both had to go through the same education, same school, same
I didn't know
schooling.
that.
Same schooling, same internship, same programs. Where they are more heavily on pharmacology in
Like
their
it as in
program.
medicine. So
Yeah,
she
taking pills and
taking pills. Come
taking
on.
shots and stuff like that. So we had to take pharmacology as well, but they took more courses on pharmacology, whereas we took more courses with anatomy, physiology, and that, because that's what we're dealing with most of all. So in fact, if you put our hours next to each other, we actually had more schooling than they did, because we become specialists when we come out, specialists of taking care of the different musculoskeletal issues. Whereas on the other end, it's more of what I would call emergency need. You go to your primary because you want to get your physical, or when there is something really, really bad going on with you. When you want to go to the chiropractor, you want to be more preventative, be more proactive with your health care. How do I keep my wellness in order all the time so that I never get into an emergency situation? I tell people all the time, if I have my arm is cut, don't come to me. I'm going to the emergency room. I'm going to my allopathic doctor.
And see, and I asked that question because a lot of times I'm like, okay, what's the difference? And then too, I would go and I'm glad that you're here because I need to get an appointment for Henry. Henry could barely walk today. His back was hurting him really bad. And so I was like, I've got to take him down there so that you can take a look at his back and see if it's a way that you can help him without medication, because a lot of people are on a lot of medicine
and they're addicted.
They're addicted, but they're on a lot of medicine.
Right.
And you can't mix all this medicine together.
No, you can't. So I'll tell you, another question that most people like to ask is what make me as a chiropractor different than other chiropractors? And I've gone over and beyond. I have a specialty. I'm a disc specialist. Other ones are not. I've gotten more certification to be able to help those that have disc bulges, disc herniations.
In the back.
Whether it's in the back or it's in their neck or their upper spine, we are able to do that. I have the specialized equipment. We have the research behind it. I have several orthopedics and neurologists that send their patients to me so that I can take care of them so that they don't become surgical candidates.
Oh, wow.
I'd like to say something. I might not have the wordage totally correct, but Dr. Jones said something to me that made so much sense. Because I have a sciatic nerve deal that I'm dealing with, and I went to her for some help. But as I was there on a visit, she said to me, she said she tries to get this message out to people all the time. You don't have to wait until you have a problem to check on your back, to check on your vertebrae, to check on and it makes on your spine, and it makes so much sense. You just got to treat it like you do a car. You're going to take your car in and get it inspected twice a year, whether it's running bad or not. You go get a physical, whether or not you're having a problem or not. And Lord knows, I know firsthand how critical the spine is to you doing any kind of anything with any comfort. Forget the comfort part, without doing anything, walking, moving, sitting, standing. It is a critical area of your body, and it just made so much sense to me that we don't get our spines checked out just to go and keep the health of them up. And Lord knows I took that to heart. And I called several of my friends, and all of them started calling and setting up appointments to go get their spines and looked at, and the vertebrae and all, and make sure that disc are in condition, because she said it is much prevention outweighs that pain.
It
Because there are
does.
many things that she can see coming that's on the way happening, and she can stop it.
But that's
So I'm done.
Yeah. No, that's the part I thought was really interesting, is that you can look at it, and and see, because I need to, and I'm gonna ask. So it's the disc. Do you look at anything with knees or
And we
anything
do
like?
we do
Oh, don't-
everything, extremities. So if you can have shoulder issues,
Oh, I got
elbow,
shoulder
wrist
issues.
issues, knees, the foot, ankles, hips. So I
Oh,
always say
wow.
if it has a joint, then I'm able to take care of it. But most importantly, what you should be thinking about is, how do I keep my body strong so that I don't have any issues? And I think that's what Johnny was alluding to.
Yes.
Is that you want to always keep things working well.
Mhm.
I tell my patients all the time, we take care of things that don't matter more than we take care of ourselves. So here you are, you think you're doing the right thing each day, and you really aren't pouring into the care that your body really needs each day by keeping it free of interference. And when I use that, I'm saying that you want to make sure that all of your parts are working at their best, their top 100 function. So all we're doing is kind of like keeping the power on in your body, and your body is healing itself. So we're doing that by taking the pressure off of your nervous system, which is one of your top things. Your brain don't work, nothing else doesn't work. So you want to make sure it's all working really well.
Okay. Anthony has a question. He says, I work out regularly. I run 3 5Ks a week. I hurt my back when using bad form while lifting weights with bad form. It has not been the same since. The lowest part of my back feels like razors sometimes. What are some things I can do to help healing and prevent further injury? I don't lift anymore, but I do work out in pain every other day.
Okay, so the first thing that I would recommend, Anthony, is to stop doing the workout for right now. You need to figure out what's going on. I would love to take an X-ray of your back just to see what's happening in there, to see whether or not we need to get an MRI, because you definitely could have pulled something, whether you sprained or strained a muscle, or whether or not you did something to one of your ligaments or tendons in your back, to all the way to be creating a bulge or a herniation in your disc.
Oh, wow.
You just don't know, because you're saying you're having sharp razor like pains, and all of those things could be one of the things that I just mentioned. And so if you continue to keep working out, all you're doing is compounding the fat. That's all. You're just making it worse and worse. So we really need to see what's going on, and get some type of some start to your healing, so that you don't have any more injury into the area. Hopefully that's helpful to you. You can reach out to me. My number is really easy. It's 478-746-PAIN, PAIN. That's 7246. And come into the office, and I'll take a look at what you got.
Well, Anthony is in Texas, but if he was here, I'm sure
We can definitely get him hooked up with a doctor out there. I have a
Okay.
huge network of folks that I
Okay.
deal
Oh,
with.
awesome.
So just, Anthony, reach out to us, and we'll get you with a doctor in your area.
Okay. All right. And I
And
can't.
he may be here in a few more weeks too. So he may can even set up something with you while he's here.
Okay.
Okay. And there's another comment. You know,
No, that's Dr. He said, I see. Thank you so much for the advice. And he listed Dr. Jones, her information, 478-746-7246.
Perfect.
well, I appreciate it. I was here's a question for you. How do you know, like, I have, like, I would say, like, problems with my hips.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, it just hurts when I'm trying to, like, sit down, or even when I'm lying in bed at night.
When you're
And-
trying to twerk. Okay.
I was trying to twerk for Henry. Don't be telling that business.
That is hilarious.
Okay.
You got to keep those
Right.
bills paid.
I
right.
do. I have to try to do a little something for him.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
what
There
I'm
you go.
You got to do what you got to do.
So what type of, I'm going to come in and have you give me some x-rays, because when Johnny said it, I was like, my back, it's my knees. It's my knees and
Yeah.
my hip. It's not so much as my back. My back is
Dang,
fine.
where's Johnny
Well,
when I need him?
I'll tell you this. This is the thing. Your extremities are what holds up your body. So you have to look at it like this. Something has to be a root. The root, and then you have your branches. The low back is the root to your branches of your legs. So
Mhm.
everything is gonna always, all those roads are always gonna lead back to that low back.
Okay.
So you could definitely have a hip issue and it hurting in your hips, but we can almost for certain say that it's going to be a low back issue.
Oh, wow.
And you want to be careful when your hips are not working the way they should be, or your knees, because it becomes a balance issue for you. And anytime you have a balance issue, you're thinking about coordination, brain function, and now. So that's why it's important to keep that nervous system clear of anything pressing on it. It needs to be working the way that it should be, flowing to all the parts of your body, just like you would want your engine to be working right in your car.
Now,
I got a question.
Mhm.
So, like, what age, or is there an age where you should start having knee problems? I played softball for years when I was younger. And I back catched.
Mhm.
So I feel like my knees, and I'm fairly young, I would say, but my knees, I have an issue with, squatting,
Mhm.
squatting. So I'm wondering if it's the effects of all of that softball playing up and down and up and down, and because I feel like I'm too young to have knee problems. But
Knee
is
issues.
there really, I mean, I know like
Knee issues come
injuries,
from two
but
things, Emily.
mm-hmm,
Either overweight
mm-hmm,
or overuse, one or
mm-hmm,
the other. Most times when
mm-hmm,
I'm seeing patients that are coming into the office for knee issues,
mm-hmm.
it's a combination of the two.
Of the two. Okay.
Right. So you're gonna always want to introduce those really good healthy habits into your lifestyle. So
Mm-hmm,
you need to make sure you know all the things that you are always heard all your life. Eat well, you want to eat right, you
mm-hmm,
want to make sure you're exercising, you got to make sure you're hydrating. We don't drink enough water. I'll tell you that 90% of the people in America are dehydrated, and that's
mm-hmm,
why you're having all of these issues, these morbid issues in your body, is because you're not drinking enough water. And you
mm-hmm,
want to make sure when you're trying to hydrate, and I try to keep it really simple. Let's say you're 200 pounds, you have to drink 100 fluid ounces when
mm-hmm,
you're not sick. So if you're sick, you got to add 25% more, which means you need to drink 140 fluid ounces a day to take care of your regular body that needs some water, and then try to flush the illness that you have out of your body.
mm-hmm,
So a lot of people don't drink enough water, and they think because they're drinking coffee and they're drinking Kool-Aid or whatever else they want to drink,
mm-hmm.
that's enough, and it is not enough. You got to drink water. Leave the sugary drinks and all that stuff alone. It's not healthy for your body.
And see, people make fun of me because I try to do 2 of these a day, and I know it's a mental thing, because when I would have the whole gallon, it seemed like it was just almost next to impossible to get that gallon down. But I started walking around, doing the half a gallon, and I can have a half a gallon finished by 12 noon. And
Right.
most of the time, every day, a half a gallon is gone by 12 noon. So, and I know it's mental, but it's easier for me to drink 2 half gallons than to just see that whole gallon. And I'll be like, Lord have mercy. But so
You're
people
right.
laugh at me, but I try to drink as much water as I can every day, all day, because I've had the knee issues when I say all the way back as far as I can
Mhm.
remember, and it seems to be getting progressively worse over time. And I do the exercise, and then I be worried that I'm gonna injure them by doing the exercising.
Yeah, you
But
want to be careful with that too, Emily, because your knees are one of your weight bearing joints as
mm-hmm,
well, and sometimes you can have knee injuries just because the knee has the femur bone or the tibia and fibula set of bones have shifted right or left. So
mm-hmm,
that's one of the reasons why we like to take an X-ray and see what the disposition or the position
mm-hmm,
for the guest of your knee is, because it could be something just as simple as us adjusting the knee back into the proper place,
Oh,
making
wow.
sure the foot is aligned, foot bones are aligned, and
mm-hmm,
it can eliminate not only the knee issues but low back pain. So we have to look
mm-hmm,
at the extremities as well as the spine.
mm-hmm,
All of it matters. All right.
mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the $1,000,000 question is, do you take insurance and how do we pay for it? Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I
Because
want.
somebody did ask,
Sure.
what do you take all insurances, or are there some that you do not take?
I am on all the panels except for Medicaid, because Medicaid is still trying to expand services in the chiropractic arena. If you have Am Better, or you have I think it's called Care
Care something. They
Mm-hmm.
have some of the chiropractic benefits on there, but I'm on most of your major medical policies like your Aetna, United Healthcare, Secure Health, what's some other
Blue
Blue
Cross Blue Cross
Shield,
Blue Shield.
Anthem, Cigna. I'm on all of those panels here, and then we have some wonderful ways that we have created an opportunity for those that don't have insurance to be able to come in the office and be able to pay out of pocket and still
Oh,
be
cool.
economical for you. But
That's
no,
cool.
that's huge because some people don't have insurance, and it's just always baffling to me. The people who need it a lot of times can't afford to receive care, but they really, 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 really need the
Mm-hmm.
assistance. And so when you said it, I was like, well, I'm going to come down and just have you just work me out, work me over, because I'm saying my knee, I've had knee replacement. Now I'm really mad because I probably should have gone to see her before I had knee replacement. Yeah, because there's something called knee decompression. We could have decompressed your knee, take that pressure off the area, and then you wouldn't have to have gone through all that if we had caught it early.
Mm.
But that's the thing, that I think that Johnny was trying to say most of all. You don't want to wait to go to the chiropractor when everything is all off the rails. You want to go to keep your body strong so that you stay healthy and that everything is working. Some people ask me all the time, what do you think the fountain of youth is? It's mobility.
Mm.
Soon as you can't move anymore, you're going to just sit there and degenerate. That's what the
Mm-hmm.
body does when it doesn't get the movement in there. And most times when you're having spine and musculoskeletal issues, it's because you're not using your body at its full optimal position. So you're not getting enough movement is basically what's happening.
And just I wanted to say too that I learned so much over just a few
Oh
visits
wow.
that I've been there because so many people. Here's a great example. So I got these X-rays done uh, at Piedmont, and my general doctor looked at them and said, "Well, I don't see anything, any structural damage." But you looked at the same X-rays and
Mm-hmm.
you saw something totally different. And I think that people need to understand that your general doctor, that's not his expertise,
Right.
Mm.
and that I, for me having back pain, I know now, that man, if that lower back ain't right, you kind of it's rough
But I think
Mm.
I think a
to
lot of
do
times
anything.
I
And
think
and I
yeah.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Oh no, I was gonna say a lot of times I think what it is that we want to peel. Yeah, you want a quick
You know what
fix.
I'm saying? Emily, we
Mm-hmm.
want
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the doctor, you want to that's what you want. You don't want any sort of like manipulation or a treatment.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to give you something to swallow. Whereas I don't like to take medicine. Okay,
Me neither.
And
if
so you're Brenda, you're saying we are more into treating our symptoms than the problem,
That's
than the
exactly what it
cause.
is.
uh-huh.
Because
Mm-hmm.
the pill is not fixing the root cause of anything. All it's doing
Right.
is kind of tricking your brain and saying,
Okay.
don't shoot pain to that area.
Right. Exactly.
And but because when you stop taking the pill, what happened? You still
I
feel the
started
pain.
hurting.
That's because
Mm-hmm.
it's not fixing anything. It doesn't have the design to be able to structurally move something that needs to be moved into its proper position. All it can do
Mm-hmm.
is just say stop hurting. And I mean, Johnny's, you did good. You were listening.
Oh, listen, absolutely. And I've been telling people,
He has.
look, just because it's your leg that's hurting does not mean it's not emanating from your back.
Right. And I
You
think
know,
most
didn't
people do
realize
want the
that.
quick fix. They
I
want to
didn't real
just
I'm
take,
going.
yeah, most people just want to take something, get out of pain, get on to their lives.
Right.
But the problem is just because you're feeling better doesn't mean that your body is doing healing. And that's what you want to do. You want to heal and you want everything to get back to what it's supposed to have be. You want to have the proper function. You want to have to
Mm-hmm.
make sure you have the proper
Right,
structure.
right.
That way, when you bend down to do something, you're not, in excruciating pain or coming up, and now your body's not working the way that it was when it started. It is very helpful. And we have so much research out there because I know that some people say, well, I don't believe in chiropractic or whatever
There
like
you
that.
go. And the research has just changed. You have places like Harvard, Yale, Stanford University, the Mayo Clinic, John Hopkins. They've done so much research for the validity of chiropractic. I have it in my office. You have shows like Dr. Oz show that has brought folks onto his show to talk about the validity of what we do and how it's necessary. The If you go on the CDC site, you'll even see where they have sanctioned where the need of using chiropractic for neck, low back pain, that we are the go-to. And then since the opioid epidemic that we have right now, that's the first portal of care that they're sending you to now for pain management, so that we can get people off of the drugs, because they are addictive.
Wow.
Addictive, yeah.
And when you have an addict in your family, like I have had, it is a family affair. It is a
You better
family
say it.
illness.
You
It is
better-
not
Oh,
a
you
illness
better
for
say
one
it.
person.
Say it. Say it.
Everyone goes through that. And so I feel like I'm a soldier on that battlefield to help families
You better
heal
say
from
it.
the opioid epidemic. So if you're having those issues and you want to get better, and you don't want to have to be taking those dangerous drugs, you don't want to be taking those risky injections, and
Say it.
you're getting those unnecessary surgeries, you need to find you a good chiropractor. And I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna find anyone better than me. I have the best technology. I have
Well, she does. I listen. I went in and I thought I was in some kind of George Jetson's space kind of place, because all these wonderful, wonderful machines that she has
I got
in
the
her
best.
place.
I got the best that Middle Georgia has to offer, and
Yeah.
so you're not going to get any better
Oh, wow.
than what I have. And I'll put my office up against anyone in Macon, Middle Georgia, and that's why I get the best chiropractor and chiropractic office every year.
Hey, look, when my need to call
Dust
her
the
was,
shoulders
I
off.
was in severe, severe pain. And I called her mom. Her mom and I were great friends. And I said, look, I don't know what else to do. And this is honest speak right here. I was hurting so bad that I actually was sitting there with myself, praying and crying and thinking, man, I'm glad I believe in God like I do, because I opened my mind up to accept why, or I started understanding how a weak-minded person could take their own lives over pain. And I don't mean that as any kind of joke or anything. I was hurting that bad for 7 days. And I went to her, and I was at a zillion pain level when I went in. And she brought it down to 1 million. And I looked at her, I was teasing her. I was teasing her. I said, look, she said, no, she said something like, that hurt? I said, look, if you're going to make me feel better, I'll marry you and your husband.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Opioid.
That is very, very powerful.
Oh,
Now, what you
man.
said about the opioid piece and
Yeah.
that opioid addiction, I hadn't even put that together. That your service could possibly help somebody who's going through. Because I'm like you, I had somebody in my family who was hooked on drugs, and it ain't no joke.
It's not. It's not.
It ain't nothing to play with for people who. That's why I can't stand the drug dealer.
Right.
Okay, I really can't stand them, because I say, y'all, you go in and you tap these families and things
That's
like
exactly
that.
what it does now. So I'll tell you, if the VA is sending their patients to me so that
Oh,
they
wow.
don't put their veterans on opioids, you definitely need to take advantage of the service. Don't wait until you're
wow.
crawling in my office. And I have somebody coming in my office every week, crawling on the floor,
What?
saying they wish that they had to come to me earlier
Like me.
before they waited to come in. And you don't want to use chiropractic as your last result. It should be your first
Yeah.
point of care. We
That's
should
what
be
I
the first
accepted.
person that you come to. It's like a ladder. You want to start low and start raising. Surgery should be the last rung on the ladder. So you come to the chiropractor, let us check you out, make sure everything is good. You're trying to take care of your body holistically. That means the whole body wellness, take care of all those pillars of wellness. And then if we start seeing some stuff that ain't right, then we move you up the ladder. It's like a dentist. You go to the dentist, keep your teeth clean, because you don't want to have to get a root canal.
Absolutely.
You don't want to have to get an extraction. You don't want to have to put a crown in your teeth. And the way that we say if you don't start low and keeping it clean and your teeth clean, the more you have to go in, you're paying more money. It's costing more money. Same thing with healthcare. You come to me. It's the cheaper, lower cost for your healthcare, because when you start having to be on pain management, that is expensive. When you're having to go and start getting injections, those are expensive. And when it's time to get a surgery, that's real expensive.
Well, you know, but
we only have a few minutes left. I do want to ask you this question. Can you briefly, as quickly as you can, tell people what sciatic nerve pain is and where it comes from?
Sciatic nerve is a nerve that comes from the last three bones of your body, of your lower back. Is the L3, L4, L5. They come together to make this huge nerve that goes all the way down into your extremities. It feeds your hips, buttocks area, your thighs, all the way down to your big toe.
I'm a witness.
Right. At any point of that chain that it starts to get compressed, you're going to have what is called sciatica, because it is an inflammation of the sciatic nerve. So that's why I say you always got to go back to the root. The root is going to be the low back.
Oh, wow.
I just want, I
Great question, Emily.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what it is. I hear people talking about it.
Tell them where you are. Give them your address.
Yeah, I'm located in downtown. I'm at 419 Cherry Street, and we're there to help you. 478-746-7246. And if you like to be on social media, all my social media handles, I'm at Dr. Nisa DC. That's DRNISSA DC. And come check us out.
We're gonna have you back.
So we're gonna have her back, because that was some great stuff.
I would love to do like a medical moment for y'all, so we can talk about all different kinds of things. It just doesn't have to be this one topic. We can talk about a lot, because chiropractor does functional medicine and everything.
Listening to All of a Sudden.
All right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much.
All of a Sudden with your host, Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Connecting the community through gospel.
The new 107.9 FM.